Okay, today we are going to read a short story in English, but we're not just going to read it. We are also going to talk about every sentence, every phrase, every word, so that we can understand the entire story as we go. So, if we are going to practice intermediate level or advanced level phrases or words that we hear in the story. But if you're not advanced or you're not intermediate, don't worry because, like I said, we will explain everything that we read in very simple English. So even if your level is pretty low, you will be able to understand or follow most of the story. So don't worry about that. Okay, so let's get started with our story today, which is That's What Friends Are For. Wait, let me just adjust this. Oh, and I also want to. I'm sorry, just 1 second here. Oh. Well, you see, now that I'm glad that I did this because I was adjusting my screen so I could see the comments, and I already have a comment. Hadi Hassan Atari says hello. Hi, Hadid. We're just about to get ready with the story here, which is That's What Friends Are For. All right. Actually, I don't know if you have ever seen this phrase before. That's what friends are for. But it is actually a pretty common phrase that people use. If you have a friend and your friend helps you and you say thank you to your friend, this is usually how your friend will respond. Oh, that's what friends are for. So that's usually when you use this phrase. Thanks. Don't mention it. That's what friends are for. So that's the title of our story. That's what friends are for. Based on that, what do you think this story will be about? Friends helping each other is certainly what this story will be about. Okay, now let's start reading. You couldn't find two better friends than Stanley Emmons and Joe Harley. They've grown up together and gone to school together and had always been inseparable, and there was nothing that they wouldn't do for one another. So Stanley and Joe are extremely good friends. They have been good friends for their entire lives. As Joe always puts it, that's what friends are for. Now here we have our first interesting phrase or word, which is the word put. I'm sure that you know the word put. But here it means something like explain. And we're going to practice it. We're going to practice using put in this special way. But first we have to finish this very long paragraph. But then don't worry, we will go back and we will actually see how we can use put, meaning explain. So let's get back to the story here. So as Joe always put it, that's what friends are for. And Stan agreed wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. That's going to be another word that we practice today, wholeheartedly. Actually, let me just bring that up here. Where are we? So first we have let me put it to you like this, which means let me explain it. But then we have this word wholeheartedly, which means 100% or complete. Okay, and you could maybe understand that by looking at the word whole, which means everything, all things, and heart. So what wholeheartedly really means is with all of my heart. But don't worry if you don't fully understand it. We're going to practice it in a few minutes, but let's just read through the paragraph first. But it says that Joe agreed wholeheartedly. That means he agreed 100% with all of his heart. He agreed wholeheartedly with Stan. When Stan says, that's what friends are for, Joe agrees wholeheartedly. Okay, they even worked in the same place, the Griggs Chemical Laboratories. And it was here that the tragic event occurred. So Stan and Joe even work at the same company. And something very horrible is going to happen at this company. That's why they say the tragic event occurred. Well, let me get rid of wholeheartedly here. Okay. A terrific explosion was followed by a roaring fire, which swept through the building. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even notice that they used the word sweep here. We practiced that in a different story a few days ago. Sweep, meaning going everywhere. The fire swept through the building. So if you saw that video where we practice sweep, it means a big long motion that covers everything. So here the fire swept through the building. It went through the building and covered everything. It was by the sheerest of luck that everyone escaped. Now, in this phrase, they say it was the sheerest of luck. Okay, and this word sheer means nothing but. It's an interesting word. We're going to practice this word sheer, but not right now. Let's finish the paragraph first. So it means nothing but luck. The only reason they survived, it was because of the luck. It was the sheerest of luck. All right, so it was the sheerest of luck that everyone escaped. It was only because of luck that everyone escaped. Everyone except one person. One person didn't escape from the fire. Joe Harley hadn't emerged from the flaming building. So Joe Harley didn't come out of the building. This word emerge just means like come out. Okay. Joe didn't come out of the building. No one saw him leave the building. When it became known, several men tried to hold Stanley Emmons back, but they were unsuccessful. So when people understood that Joe hadn't left the building that was on fire, his best friend Stanley, he tried to go into the building to take him, to save him, to rescue him. And people tried to hold him back. And this is a phrasal verb. And we're going to practice this phrasal verb. Hold back means prevent from going forward. So Joe's trying to run forward to go into the building, but people held him back. They prevented him from going forward. But we'll practice hold back in just a minute, I promise. Okay, so let's see. Several men tried to hold Stanley Emmons back, but they were unsuccessful. Stan broke away. Break away is another phrasal verb. We won't practice this one today, but break away means escape. It means like escape. So Stan escaped when they tried to hold him back, prevent him from moving forward. He escaped. He broke away. Stan broke away into the fiery pyre. Nobody thought they'd see him again. But at last he emerged. So remember, emerge means go out. He came out. He came out of the building. He emerged from the building. With the body of his friend slung over his shoulder. So this is shoulder, and sling is this motion. So he found his friend who was in bad condition in the building, and he slung him over his shoulder and then carried him out. Stanley went into the burning building. He found his friend, and then he left the building with his friend slung over his shoulder. He was badly burned. But Joe was dying. For a while, he recovered consciousness in the hospital to find Stan himself swathed in bandages. So swathed means covered, And in case you don't know what bandages are, I'll just show you a picture. Let's see. Let me just Google something here really quickly. So, so you can imagine his friend was like this. These white coverings are bandages. So his friend Joe, or Stan, was swathed in bandages, but Joe was in the bed dying. Oh, maybe we can move this up a little bit. Okay, so let me just find my place here again. So he was wrapped in bandages, and he was keeping vigil by his bedside. And to keep vigil means to watch very carefully. So he was very concerned about his friend who was in the bed dying. Oh no. I had my microphone. I had to cough, and then I put my microphone on mute, and I think, oh no, this is horrible. Wait, let me. I think we. Thank you, Hadi Hassan, for letting me know. Oh wait, let's. We've got to go back. Let me go back to the beginning here, because we started the exercises already. Let's see. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. That was you just saved my video. I had to cough, so I put my microphone on mute for a few minutes, and then I forgot to turn it on. Okay. The first phrase or word that I want to talk about is the verb to put. And this verb to put, I'm sure you know it already, but it's used here in a very special way. It means explain. And this is a very common way to use uh, to put something. Okay, but I've never seen it in an English class. This is just something when I was reading the story, I thought, oh wow, this is very common and we never talk about it in English class. So I thought this would be a very good thing to practice today, and that is to put something in a way, which means let me explain it. Okay, and the time that you use this is when either something is very complicated and difficult to explain, so you want to use very simple language, or you want to use something that will make it easy for the person to understand. You say this phrase, let me put it like this, let me put it this way. And this is a signal that I'm going to try to explain this to you in a way that will be easy to understand. Now, another time when you use this is when you are afraid that you will hurt someone when you say something. So, when you're afraid to say something, so you want to say it in a very soft, gentle way. So let's see. Let's try a situation here. Okay, Mike wants to quit his job, but he has a very strong relationship with his coworkers and his boss. So it will be very difficult to say I quit to them because they'll feel hurt or they'll feel bad. It's a difficult situation. Okay, now let's pretend I'm John. I say, hey boss, I want to talk to you. Sure, John, what's the problem? This is where it becomes difficult. Now he has to say I quit, but this is going to be a difficult thing for him to say. So he starts with, let me put it like this, or let me put it this way. And this is a signal, which means I'm afraid that what I'm going to tell you is going to hurt you or make you feel bad. This isn't easy for me to tell you. So it's kind of a signal that he's going to receive some bad news. That's when you use it sometimes, when you give bad news. So you want to say something difficult in a very soft, easy way. So now he can say, let me put it this way, but instead of saying something direct, like I quit, that would be direct, you have to say something indirect. So what if he says, let me put it this way. I feel like I can't grow here at the company. And so first you get the signal, I'm going to tell you some bad news. And then you get the bad news in a very indirect way, right? Because you say, let me put it this way, and you think, oh no, bad news is coming. And then the person says, I feel like I can't grow at the company. I need to find a place where I can grow. And very indirectly now you understand he's saying, I quit, but it's very soft. It's very nice. Okay, let's try another example of how to use putting it this way. So, where did it go? Here's another situation. Lisa is working very hard on a project, and Mike thinks that she's doing a horrible job. Mike is a very direct person, and he says to Lisa, Lisa, you stink. Okay, stink means a bad smell. But when you're talking about somebody performing an activity, you can say you stink, and that means you're doing a horrible, horrible job. It's very rude. It's very insensitive. So, it's okay to criticize when somebody does a bad job. I think you're doing a bad job. That could be okay. Maybe it's true. But there are better ways to say it than you stink. That's rude. That's not nice. Maybe he could have said, you need to improve, or I think you can do better. There are a million ways that he could indicate that he wasn't happy with her job. But this was a bad way. You stink. Now, let's make a sentence like, why are you explaining like this? Okay, so why you tell me like this? Why you telling me like this? Make a question with that. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me like this, in this way, in this horrible, rude way? Now, instead of saying that, instead of saying, why are you telling me like this? What we could say is, why are you putting it to me like this? And that means, why are you saying it in this way? Why are you putting it to me like this? Why are you being rude? Can't you think of a better way to say it? Okay. Because this is such a common situation, let's try another way of using put in this way, which means explain. Here is a situation. All of the students in the class like their teacher. Can you make a why all the students in the class like their teacher question? Why? Why do all of the students in the class like their teacher? And here's the reason. Because he explains things in easy and simple ways, in ways that they can understand. How can we use put here? Remember, put means explain something difficult in a simple, easy to understand way. Because of the way he puts things. They like their teacher because of the way he puts things. And that means because of the way he explains things in a very easy and simple way. They like their teacher because of the way he puts things. He explains things in a way that is easy to understand. And by the way, if you like the way I put things, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that the next time I decide to put it to you, you'll see my video. Also, if you like the way I put things, be sure to help my channel and press the like button. Okay, Now let's go back to see how they use how to put things in this paragraph to see if it makes sense. They've grown up together and gone to school together and had always been inseparable, and there was nothing that one wouldn't do for the other. So they were very good friends, and they would always do anything for each other. Joe always put it like this: that's what friends are for. So Joe put it like this: that's what friends are for. That's how Joe explained their relationship. That's how Joe explained their friendship. Okay, so Hadi Hassan says, when nothing seems to be happening, make a stink. I don't know if that's when you make a stink means make a lot of noise because you're angry or upset about something. So you could say, Hadi Hassan, Hadi Hassan went to the restaurant and the waiter was very rude. So he made a stink, which means he yelled and he screamed and he made a big scene in the restaurant complaining that the waiter was rude. That's what make a stink means. But yes, that's another phrase that you can use with stink. But stink is very commonly used for things that are horrible. So if you say that movie stinks, that means that movie is horrible. Or when you say you stink, uh, what do you what do you like to do on your free time? I like to play the piano. Oh, are you good? No, I stink. That means I'm horrible. That's very common to use it that way. Okay, now let's take a look at another very interesting and useful word that is used in the story in this paragraph, which is wholeheartedly. So now you know that the word whole means entire. Oh wait, let me put it up here. Wholeheartedly. Now we know that the word whole means entire or 100%. And we know what a heart is. That's this organ here. But we always use heart to talk about how you feel about things. So this word wholeheartedly means with all of your heart, with 100% of your heart. And it's a pretty common word. And it's used a lot with the verb to agree. When you say, I agree wholeheartedly, that means I agree with all of my heart. I agree with all of my heart. A very common phrase. That means I agree 100%. I agree wholeheartedly. Let's practice using wholeheartedly to see how it works. Here is a situation. John helped Lisa on a very special project. It took him a lot of time to help her. It also took a lot of work to help her. And she understood that it was a very nice thing that he did, and she appreciated it. Let's make a what Lisa do when project finished question. What did Lisa do? What did she do? What did she do when the project? What did she do when the project was finished? And here's the answer. She thanked him. Okay, so she thanked him when the project was finished. Now, we can say she thanked him very strongly. She thanked him very strongly. Or she thanked him with all of her heart. And we say with all of her heart because she feels, she knows that he spent a lot of time and work with her. She understands that and she feels it here. So she thanked him with all of her heart. Or what word can you use that means with all of your heart? She thanked him wholeheartedly. She thanked him wholeheartedly. So that's a situation when you can use wholeheartedly. Let's try another one. Oh, we have, I just mentioned piano. John plays the piano. John plays the piano. And he gave a recital. That's like a little concert. He gave a little piano concert. Now let's make a question. What audience do when concert was finished? What did audience do when concert was finished? What did the audience do when the concert was finished? And the answer is that they applauded. They applauded. They applauded 100%. Okay. They applauded because they really felt it. They applauded with their hearts, with 100% of their hearts. They applauded wholeheartedly. They applauded wholeheartedly. So what is the difference between they applauded and they applauded wholeheartedly? Well, maybe if they applauded, that could be like, but when they applauded wholeheartedly, they really felt it. They really felt it in their hearts. It was sincere. It was real. Okay, so after the concert, they applauded wholeheartedly. Now let's go back into the story and see how they use wholeheartedly in the paragraph. As Joe always puts it, as Joe always explains it, that's what friends are for. And Stan agreed wholeheartedly. That means Stan agreed 100% with his heart. All right, now let's move on to the next interesting word that they use in this paragraph, in this story, which is sheer. Okay, and this word sheer can mean a lot of things, but here it means nothing but. Also pure or complete. It's a little bit difficult to understand how to use this word sheer, but let's practice using it in some sentences to see how it works. Here is a situation. Lisa works inside of a company, and everyone in this company is very competitive. It's hard, very hard, to get promoted in this company. You have to be very special. You have to work very hard. Lisa got a big promotion. Now let's make a how Lisa get big promotion question. How did she get a very big promotion? 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 Now let's answer with the preposition by plus a noun. By, here's our noun, hard work. She got a promotion by hard work. She got a promotion by hard work. Now this sentence is perfectly fine, but what if we want to make it clear there was no other reason? She didn't have friends. She didn't have connections. It wasn't luck. The only thing it was hard work. This is when you can use sheer. She got a promotion by sheer hard work. She got a promotion by sheer hard work. That means only hard work. Nothing but hard work. No friends, no connections, no luck. The only thing it was hard work. She got a promotion by sheer hard work. And now we understand that was the only reason. Let's try another example using sheer, meaning nothing but, or pure, or complete. Here is a situation. The team at work had to complete a very difficult project. The only way to complete this project was with very good communication and the ability to work extremely well with all of the members of the team. Let's make a how team complete difficult project question. How did the team complete? How did the team complete the difficult project? How did the team complete the difficult project? Now let's answer this how question with by plus a preposition. By teamwork. By teamwork. They completed the difficult project by teamwork. Okay, now if we want to emphasize that teamwork was the only thing that mattered in this situation, there wasn't any other thing. There was nothing outside of teamwork. It was pure teamwork. Nothing but teamwork. We can say sheer teamwork. They completed the difficult project by sheer teamwork. That was the only thing. Teamwork was what made it happen. They completed the difficult project by sheer teamwork. Okay, since this is rarely a word that is taught in English class, but it's used quite a bit, let's practice it one more time. Mary was on a job interview. She didn't have much experience, but she was very enthusiastic. Actually, she was the most enthusiastic candidate being interviewed. The interviewer really liked her because of her enthusiasm, but there were other candidates with much more experience, but the interviewer decided to hire Mary. He chose Mary. Now, let's make a how Mary get hired question. How? How did she? How did she get? How did she get hired? How did she get hired? Now let's answer with by plus a preposition. Let's answer with by plus a noun. She got hired. She got hired by. She got hired by enthusiasm. So if we put the word sheer in front of enthusiasm, she got hired by sheer enthusiasm. We understand her experience didn't help her. That wasn't the reason. The only reason she was hired, there was only one reason, and that was because of her enthusiasm. She got hired by pure enthusiasm. Now let's go back to the paragraph and see how they use the word sheer in the paragraph. A terrific explosion was followed by a roaring fire which swept through the building. It was the sheerest of luck that everybody escaped. So the only reason people escaped, it was such a big explosion, such a big scary fire. There was only one reason that everyone escaped, and that was because of luck. The sheerest of luck. Okay, and now Hadi Hassan Atari says she thanked him with the bottom of her heart. Actually, you would use from here. You would say she thanked him from the bottom of her heart. And yes, that is another expression that means with all of her heart. But you can also say wholeheartedly. Okay. Now we have a phrasal verb to practice here from this paragraph. This is a pretty long paragraph. And that phrasal verb is hold back. And the phrasal verb hold back means you stop something from going forward. You stop something from going out. You stop something from advancing. That's what hold back means. Let's see how we can use this in a situation to better understand the phrasal verb hold back. Here is a situation. John was giving a presentation, and during the presentation, he made a very stupid mistake. Mary was in the audience, and she thought it was funny. She wanted to laugh. Okay, did you ever have that situation where you want to laugh, but it's a very bad time for laughing, so you try not to laugh, but that makes it more difficult, and you want to laugh more. So you have to work very hard to keep the laugh inside. This is holding back a laugh. This is preventing the laugh from coming out. This is preventing the laugh from going forward. This is what hold back means. It means you stop something from moving forward, from going out. Let's make a what Mary do when John make mistake question. What Mary do when John make mistake? What did she? What did she do when? What did she do when he? What did she do when he? What did she do when he made? What did she do when he made a? What did she do when he made a? What did she do when he made a mistake? What did she do when he made a mistake? What did she do when he made a mistake? What did she do when he made a mistake during the presentation? And the answer is, she had to stop her laughter from going out. She had to control her laugh. She had to hold back her laughter. She didn't want it to come out. She had to hold back her laughter. She had to hold back her laughter. Now this is a separable phrasal verb. So let's do the inside position. And let's say she had to hold her laughter back. So two ways. You can say it two ways. She had to hold back her laughter, or she had to hold her laughter back. Both are possible. When John made a mistake during the presentation, she had to hold her laughter back. That means stop it from going out. Okay, let's try another situation where we use the phrasal verb hold back, meaning stopping something from escaping, stopping something from moving forward, stopping something from going out. Here is a situation. John was walking down the street and someone pushed him. This made him very angry. Let's make a what John do when someone pushed him question. What did John do? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do when someone pushed him? Now, he didn't want to fight, so he controlled his anger. He didn't let the anger go out. He didn't let the anger escape. Let's see. So he controlled his anger and he continued walking. He stopped his anger from escaping and continued walking. To put it another way, he held back his anger and continued walking. Now, hold back is a separable phrasal verb. So let's do the inside position. He held his anger back. He held his anger back. He held his anger back and kept walking. Speaking of holding back, I want to tell you now, don't hold back. If you're watching this, press the like button. Let that come out. Just press it. Go ahead. Also, don't hold back if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Okay. Let's see. Hadi Hassan Atari says, utter and can you replace utter and sheer? In this situation that we're talking about, yes, you could replace utter and sheer. Stark would not work. Could work. I think it means something a little bit different than utter and sheer, but I guess you could use stark in these situations also. Okay, now let's take a look at how hold back is used in our story. When it became known that his friend was trapped in the building that was on fire, several men tried to hold Stanley Emmons back so that this is really a physical, real, literal prevent from moving forward, stop from moving forward. Because when Stanley realized his friend was in the building, he wanted to run into the building to rescue him, to save him. But some people stopped him from moving forward. They held him back. Now, so John, let's see. So Stan rescued his friend from the burning building, and now they're in the hospital. And his friend Joe is about to die. And Stan is very badly injured, and he's covered in bandages. Let's take a look at what it means to be covered. Oh, I already showed you that. I already showed you a picture of being covered in bandages. Okay. So his friend says, I had to help you. That's what friends are for. And his dying friend says, I'll never forget that. Maybe someday I can help you too, even if I'm not here. Like you say, that's what friends are for. And then he closed his eyes for the last time. So Joe passed away. He died after thanking his friend for rescuing him from the fire. But before he died, he made a promise that one day he would try to help his friend if he could. Of course, Stan grieved for his departed friend, and it took him a while to get over the shock. This phrasal verb, which is very common, I'm sure you've seen it before, even if you don't know what it means, get over, means recover. And we'll practice it in a minute. Oh wait, let me take this down. So we'll practice this phrasal verb after we finish the paragraph. But let's read the sentence again and see how the phrasal verb get over means recover. Of course, Stan grieved for his departed friend. Remember, grieve means to feel very bad, and departed means gone. So he feels very bad for his friend who is now gone. He's dead. And it took him a long while. It took him a long time to get over the shock, to recover from the shock. So as he was very surprised and he was very shocked when his friend died. One minute they were having a wonderful time together, and then the next minute his friend was dead, and this was a big surprise, a big shock. And it took him a long time to recover from that, to get over that. He was lucky to have Yolanda Farr to help him through these dark hours. And now we have another phrasal verb, which is help through, which means to guide someone. So Yolanda, this was a difficult time for Stanley, and Yolanda guided him through this difficult time. Yolanda, the girl whom he loved, how he wished to visit Joe. Oh, how he wished. Sorry. Wait, let me take a drink. Yolanda, the girl whom he loved, how he wished that Joe could have lived to attend their wedding. But they did spend an ecstatically happy honeymoon, taking a motor trip, during the course of which they stopped off for a visit at the home of Stan's great-aunt Mary. So Yolanda helped him through this horrible period. She guided him through this horrible period. And then they got married, and he felt bad that his good friend Joe could not see him so happy, that he couldn't be there at the wedding. And they decided to visit Stan's Aunt Mary on the way during their honeymoon. Now that that's the end of the paragraph, let's practice using this phrasal verb, get over. The phrasal verb get over means recover, and it's really common that we use this phrasal verb, get over, in many different situations where we could use recover. Here's a situation. John invited Mary to a party, but Mary said no to that invitation. She refused that invitation. We can use a phrasal verb here which means refuse, which is turn down, Mary turned down the invitation. She turned down the invitation. Let's make a why turn down invitation. Why refuse invitation? Why did she? Why did she refuse? Why did she turn down? Why did she turn down the invitation? Let's see. So now we have our question. Why did she turn down the invitation? Let's change that to reported speech. Let's make that a reported speech question. John asked her. John asked her why. John asked her why she had turned down. John asked her why she had turned down the invitation. This is how Mary answered, because I need to recover from my cold. I need to recover from my cold. What is another way that you can say recover? I need to recover from my cold. I need to get over my cold, my sickness, my illness. I need to. So she's sick, and she's sick, and she prefers to stay in bed and get better and improve than go to a party. I need to recover. I need to get over my cold. Can you change that to reported speech? I need to get over my cold. How would you change that to reported speech? She said that she needed. She said that she needed to get over. Get over. Get over. She said that she needed to get over her. Get over her. She said that she needed to get over her cold. Get over her. Get over her. Get over her. Get over her cold. She said that she needed to get over her cold. All right, let's try another example of using get over, meaning recover. Here is a situation. John and Mike used to be very good friends, but now Mike is very angry with John. The reason is John is dating his ex-girlfriend. First, let's make a why Mike angry question. Why is Mike angry? Why is Mike angry with John? Why is he angry with John? And the reason is John is dating his ex-girlfriend. John is dating his ex-girlfriend. Mike is angry with John because John is dating his ex-girlfriend. Okay, so John doesn't like this situation because in the past they were very good friends. He wants Mike to recover from this anger. He wants Mike to move past it, recover from the surprise of, you're dating my ex-girlfriend? That was a big surprise that he didn't like. But a lot of time has passed, and now he wants him to recover from this. And this is a very common way of using get over. You might have seen people using this expression, get over it, meaning stop thinking about it, move on, recover from it. Okay, you didn't like it, but it's finished. Move on, do something else, recover, get better. Stop being angry about it. So, and that's a very common way of using get over. Get over it. Now that is a direct quote. Get over it. How would you, and it's also, it's a command, it's an imperative. How would you change that to reported speech? How would you add, John told Mike? John told Mike to get over it. That's how you would do it in reported speech. John told Mike to get over it. Get over it. Okay, let's see. Okay, speaking of getting over it, I will never get over it if you don't press the like button, and I will never get over it if you don't subscribe to my channel. So I won't recover. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, now let's get back to the story. The house enchanted Yolanda. Do you remember, if you were watching my another video, we did a story the other day called The Enchanted Lake. So we've already talked about this word enchanted, which means like magic. So when you see this word enchanted, that always has something, that always has the meaning of magic in it. So when it says the house enchanted Yolanda, it means Yolanda loved the house. It was so wonderful, it was like magic. The house enchanted Yolanda, an old mansion dating back to Revolutionary times, with a huge, majestic staircase which wound upward gracefully. So it was a beautiful old house, and Yolanda really loved it, and it was also a very large mansion. A mansion is a very large house. It also had a very big staircase. But the very first night there, Stan had a disturbing dream. On their first night, Stan had a very bad dream. In it, he was standing beneath, and beneath is a word we just practiced in another video. It means under, and it's very common, but for some reason, a lot of people, even intermediate and advanced people, are not familiar with that word, beneath. Beneath means under. So he was under the stairs. He was under the big staircase. And Joe, so this is in his dream, and Joe was there pulling at his arm, pleading with him to move from the spot. This word plead is similar to beg, if you know that word. It means please, please, please do it. So when you plead with someone, you're saying, oh, please listen to me. Please do this thing. That's what plead means. So Joe was telling him, please, please move from this area. Move from the stairs. Don't stand under the stairs. This is in a dream. Apparently, he was trying to warn Stan of something. But Stan won't listen. He struggled. As Joe strove to drag him away, so Joe in the dream was trying to pull him from under the stairs, but Stan wanted to stay under the stairs. All right, in this paragraph, they use the word apparently. And apparently is a pretty common word, but over the years, I've seen that many students don't use it at all or are very confused by its meaning and use it the wrong way. So let's practice using this word apparently in a sentence. Let me just put it up here. Apparently. So you might know it, but I see a lot of people don't understand this word very well. So now let's practice using apparently in sentences, but we will compare it with another word. Let's compare it with the word actually. Now, apparently you use when you think something is true, when you guess something is true, or people tell you it's true, but you're not sure if it's true. So this word apparently is about doubt. You use apparently when there is some doubt. And you use the word actually when you want to tell somebody an interesting fact. It's like saying, oh, you didn't know this, or you probably don't know this. This is probably new and interesting information for you, but... Okay, let's try using it. So let's imagine that Lisa wants to go to the store. It's pretty late. It's 9 p.m. It's 9 o'clock at night. And she believes the store closes at 10. When she arrives at 9, the store is closed. Now, let's make a why not Lisa go shopping question in the past. Why not? How would you make a why not Lisa go shopping question in the past? Why didn't she? Why didn't she go? Why didn't she go shopping? And here's the answer. The store closes at 9. That's the reason. Because the store closes at 9. Okay. Now, what if Lisa goes to the store and it's closed and she thinks, no, the store closes at 10. But that's a contradiction because the doors are closed. Maybe something is wrong. Okay. But now she has new information. Wait, let me. I better. I'm reading. I'm just talking now without reading, and I've already written everything out in a carefully explained way. Let me go back to my words that I wrote. So, uh, the store is closed, but Lisa doesn't think that it's because they close at 10 or they close at 9. She thinks there's a problem. Something is wrong. This is not right. The store shouldn't be closed, but it is. So now she can say, apparently. Apparently, the store closes at 9, which means it looks like the store closes at 9, but I don't know. That doesn't seem true to me. That doesn't seem right. I guess the store closes at 9. So this word apparently puts a lot of doubt. Like, this is how it looks, but I don't think it's true. Apparently, the store closes at 9. So you say it because you don't believe it. Something else is wrong, maybe. Okay, let's use what if when she arrives, she sees a sign and it says closing at 9. Now this is new and interesting information, actually. So what word can you put in front of the sentence which means, well, this is a surprise, this is new, this is something new and a surprise, something I didn't know before? Actually. Actually, the store closes at 9. Actually, the store closes at 9. She didn't go shopping because actually the store closes at 9. Like, hey, you didn't know that, but the store closes at 9. You thought something different, but you're wrong. The store closes at 9. And if you say apparently the store closes at 9, that's like, well, it was closed, but it doesn't look right. I don't know. It seems wrong to me. Okay, let's try another example, comparing apparently and actually. Here's a situation. Mike and John want to play soccer in the park, but they decided not to play soccer in the park. How will you make a why not play soccer question? Why didn't, or let's do it in the past. Why didn't they play soccer in the park? Here's the answer. It's going to rain. Now, what word can you put in front of that phrase which means, wow, this is a surprise. This is new information. This is something that we didn't know before. Actually, it's going to rain. You would use actually. That's like, hey, here's some surprise information for you. Actually, it's going to rain. That actually is a signal. I'm going to give you some information you didn't know before. They didn't play soccer in the park because actually it's going to rain. Now let's use the same phrase, it's going to rain. And what word can you put in front of that which means, well, that's what people are telling me, but I don't really believe it? Apparently. Apparently it's going to rain. That means people are telling me, but I don't know, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. The sun is shining, the sky is beautiful. But apparently it's going to rain. They tell me, it's like saying they tell me. They tell me it's going to rain, but I don't believe them. Apparently it's going to rain. Okay, let's go back to the story and see how they use the word apparently. He was standing beneath the big staircase. And remember, beneath means under. So he was standing under the big stairs. And Joe was at his arm, pleading with him. Please, please move from this spot. That's pleading with him. Apparently, he was trying to warn Stan of something. So that means it looks like, the way it seems, I guess he was trying to warn Stan of something because he never said what would happen. He was just saying, move, move, go away. It was at this point that he awoke. That he awoke in terror. So Stan woke up and he was very scared. A terror that he couldn't dispel. Dispel means like go away. So make leave. So a terror that he couldn't, a fear, a feeling that he couldn't make go away. He told Yolanda about the dream. And she saw that it was preying on his mind. So he told his wife, and she could see that it was really bothering him. "There's only one way to cure it," she said, "and that's to stand in the very spot where and when nothing happens to you, you'll realize it was a silly dream." Okay, so now his wife is seeing that he's very afraid, and the only way to stop this is to go downstairs, to stand under the stairs, and see that nothing will happen. Despite his objections, she grasped him firmly by the arm and led him to a point directly beneath the overhanging stairs. So again, we have that word beneath, which means under. And so she took him down. Actually, wait, let me see. In another story, we learned the phrase "against his will." And I don't know if you saw that video, but in that video, we talk about this phrase, "against your will." That means you don't want to do something. But the difference between "against your will" and "I don't want to do it" is when you say "against your will," that means no, I'm not doing it. Don't make me do it. But the person forces you to do it. So she took him downstairs against his will. You can imagine that she's taking him and he's saying, no, I don't want to go. That's against his will. All right, where are we here? So the wife makes him stand under the stairs to show him, oh, it's stupid for you to be afraid of this. There's nothing to be afraid of. And now they're standing under the stairs. "You see," she asked, "nothing's happening." Nothing's happening, is it? After all, how could anything as strong as that ever come down? So it's a big old staircase, very solid. And she's saying, it's so strong, it could never fall. It's a ridiculous dream that you had. Shamefacedly, so shame, that means when you're embarrassed. So on his face was shame. Shamefacedly, Stan admitted, "Yeah, you're right. She is right. It had been just a meaningless dream after all." So his wife takes him down under the stairs against his will. No, don't make me do it. And she's taking him and she's saying no. And she puts him under the stairs, and now he feels ashamed. Stupid. And he admitted that she was right, that it was just a dream. There was nothing to be afraid of. And standing there, he took her arms and looked upward, smilingly. So he's smiling. But suddenly, his eyes widened with horror. So his eyes became big with fear or horror. So at first he wasn't afraid. He said, "Oh, you're right. I'm stupid." But then when he looked up, suddenly he became afraid. At the point where the ceilings joined, the underneath part of the stairs cracked and was spreading and spreading. So there was a crack in the stairs. Just in case you don't know crack, I might as well show you a picture of crack. Let's see. A crack. It's a pretty common word, but sometimes people, even who have a very good vocabulary, seem to not know this word. So this is a crack. So he looked up and he saw a crack in the stairs. And it was, what did they say? It was spreading and spreading. So it was growing bigger and bigger. Let me just bring this up. All right, at that point where the ceilings joined the underneath part of the stairs, a crack was spreading. It was getting bigger and bigger. It was growing. So there was, now let's see. There was just time to knock Yolanda out of the way in a desperate flying tackle. So when he saw that the stairs were about to fall, he pushed his wife from the stairs to save her. With a mounting roar, the stairs collapsed. Tons of debris raining down with a crash that sounded like an explosion. So the stairs fell into many different pieces, and they fell down. They made a lot of noise. Death had gauged them by the breadth of a hair. So a hair's breadth, that's like the thickness of a hair. So they were this close. Well, can you see? they were this close to death. Like, but imagine this is like the width of a hair. So death had grazed them by the breadth of a hair. But they were alive, with many years before them. So they both survived. They didn't die, and now they can enjoy many years together. He shakily helped his bride to her feet. Stan seemed to hear the echo of a beloved voice whispering weakly. He heard the soft voice. So they're safe. They survived. They didn't die. But then he heard a voice, a soft, weak voice. Maybe someday I can help you too. Even if I'm not here, that's what friends are for. So it seems like the ghost of his friend saved him from dying because he had that dream. Okay. Well, that was the end of the story. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and we will do another one very soon. And thank you for watching until the end. I will, as usual, I will cut this up into pieces. So if you want to practice these words later individually, you can. And thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you again. Goodbye.